Okay, we're live again. The headboard is done, and um, now I am installing the OOK brand picture hanging system. Although you can see up at the top, 200 pounds. So I know this is overkill, but I have three of these sets that I'm going to put across. Now I've lifted up the headboard and uh it's not pounds. I mean it's maybe 40 pounds. It's an awkward lift because it's 6 feet long. So anyway, good. I think you can see everything. So here's what I did. Okay, in order to use this system, this hanging system, you need to find the studs. So I used a stud finder, and it drove me crazy. It was not really accurate. Maybe the battery's going. I don't know. So so I drilled a few holes. I kind of made a mess, but I'll spackle at a later date. But I drilled a few holes, did not find a stud, and at one point, yes, I did find a stud. Now, I watched a YouTube video, and the gentleman said, you find an outlet, which there's an outlet right down here, usually right on either side of the outlet is a stud. And coincidentally, I didn't know that when I found this stud. So anyway, so that's one way to find a stud is look at drill on either side of the outlet, and that's where you can find a stud. So once you find the center of one stud, you can measure 16 inches and you will find the center of your next stud. I guess that's the standard how they do the studs. So that's what I did, and then I found the center of the next stud there. So I have three studs to anchor the three hanging cleats that I'm going to do. So this one is done. I think it's done. I mean, I used a total of three. So the two screws on the side do not have studs. So what I did was I found I had an old, like a little plastic container of screws and nails and hooks, and I found one of these in my tool drawer. Oh, I just saw these too, the red ones, but I used the gray ones. Maybe I should use the red one, but anyway, this seems to have worked. So I used this little gray, I don't know what you call it, a wall insert, and it has like these little ridges that go back the opposite way, almost like a like a fish hook. When it goes in, then it hooks back. Like there's no pulling out. I mean, it's be really hard once it goes into the plaster. So I drilled a hole, and to make this fit in, and to finish, I kind of hammered it in. I didn't want to make the hole too big, and then you just take the screw, and then you hand screw it in with a screwdriver. So I'll show you. I'll do the other two. Hopefully this picture, this angle is doable. Okay. All right. So this one is done, and then also just so I have my level, so it is purely centered right smack dab in the middle, so that is level. So that's sort of what I'm going to base the other screws going across on. Okay, so this one's in a stud. I really tried to go as hard as I could, but gosh, it's like, yeah, it's about, well, yeah. And this was very tight anyway. Oh, here it is. The little cleat kit comes with a little miniature level, which keeps dropping out. It's like Very, very, very tiny. It keeps dropping out, so I'm just using my level. Okay, so here's the cleat. I'm going to line it up and get the level. And make sure that it is level because I kind of lined it up perfectly already. But anyway, just make sure that you put the screw at a point that's level from the other stud screw. So it's going to look like this. So I want to put 2 more screws in. So I'm going to get the pencil, mark the holes. I'm trying to space them out a bit. Oh look, there's already a hole there. See, remember I told you I had already made some holes. So what I'm going to do is try to use some of the existing holes. So believe it or not, I have this thing already ready to go with the drill bit, the right size for the wall anchor. So I'm just going to go, since there's a screw there and there's a screw there, I'll go right in the middle. Oh, I don't know if I can do that. Let me make a pencil mark first. Okay, there's there, and then I'll make one on this end. All right, so 2 circular pencil marks. Okay, and then I'm just gonna drill them in because these are going to get the anchors. Okay, you get your 2 little gray anchors. You put it in the hole. I can kind of twist it a little bit, and then right at the end, grab the hammer and just so that it's flush. I saw a guy in the video, vacuum it out, but I think he was a pro. Okay, so those 2 are in, and then I have the 2 screws. And then I'm just going to start it a little bit. Start it with my hand. And then drill it in. No, hand drill. And you want to double check the level again. Yep, just right. I tried using the drill to drill this in. It's not necessary. Really not. Okay, last one here. It's kind of right up against the other one. Just kind of. Okay, good. All right, and check the level here. That looks good like that. And get the pencil, so there's a screw there. I'll put one here, And I'll put one in, yeah, right, almost to the end. Ready? Good. And I'll grab my drill. Now I'm gonna have to bump this back out because I need to drill in there. So sorry. Oh, use that one and that one. Okay. Right. My little gray. Whoops. My little gray little wall anchors. Get two of those, and then within this kit, I mean, I'm using their nails because I think the size will match their nails. Screws, their screws. I don't think I used the big, huge one. No. What did I? Ew, I don't know which screw I used. I think I used the big one. I think so. That's weird, huh? I don't remember. Let's see if this fits in. Yeah, oh yeah, I used the big one. Okay. So the little gray thing. So I'm gonna line this back down. Okay, good. Grab the level. I didn't want to bring it down yet. Put these things in. Okay. Little gray thing in the wall. A few little hammers. Just to make it nice and level. Okay. And screw. Beautiful. All right. Screw it in. Now, as far as the measurements, okay. So someone had said that the bottom of the headboard is supposed to line right up, like touch the bed, kind of. Um, so uh, when I measured the floor to the top of the bed, it's 24 inches, and then the height of the headboard was 36 inches. That's a total of 60 inches. 24 plus 36, 60 inches. So, but the cleat on the headboard, because I have like the cloth stapled around the back, the cleat is actually going to be, I'm going to put it down 3 inches. So when this hooks on to this cleat, there's going to be 3 inches of headboard above it. Okay. So what I did was, if this cleat had been on the very top of the headboard, I would have measured this 60 inches right here, put the screws in, and then hooked it right at 60 inches right up here. Okay. But since this cleat is going to be 3 inches below the top of the headboard, and I want the top of the headboard to be at 60 inches, I measured this down 57 to 57 inches from the floor. So from the floor to well, actually to the nail, to the screw, is 57 inches. And then on the headboard, this is going to be 3 inches below the top. So when I hook it on, there's going to be 3 inches of headboard above. So the headboard will be topping out at 60 inches. So that's how I did that measurement. Okay, so now it's time to put the cleats onto the headboard. And I tried to figure out which which end of the headboard should go on top. Which one looks nicer, looks more balanced. It's a tough decision. So I might take another look before I really finalize it. So we're done with the big holes for the wall anchors. But I will use this drill for drilling the holes for the cleats. And I think I have to use the level and everything. So anyway, so this is kind of, sort of the last phase of strategizing. All right. I mean, maybe I should have put more screws in between all these, but I don't think so. I mean, I've got three sets of cleats. I think it's okay. If it feels wiggly or wobbly once it's on and I'm using it, then I'll have to make a decision to do something else to fix it. But this has been an all-day project, so at the end of a project you start getting a little tired and start saying, whatever. Nobody's watching yet. All right. So this is a little bit of an odd thing. I kind of wanted room on this side. So this is not centered in the wall. I had mentioned that earlier. So a couple of things. Number one, I generally have my bed against the wall. Sometimes I'll plug in something, so I'll pull it out a little bit from the wall. But usually I'm right up against this wall and right up against that wall. That's how I like to sleep. As far as the bed. So, interesting thing was that for some reason, I had it in my head that my bed was 6 feet wide by the headboard. It's not. It's 6 feet long. So the headboard is a little bigger than the bed. I probably shouldn't even say that. I should probably say it's a feature. This was a feature, but really the bed. No, you know what? Son of a gun. That's where I messed up. It is 60 inches long. So I got a 6-foot headboard. Darn. My mind got tricked. The number 6 was in my head. So instead of 60 inches, I got 6 feet, which is 72 inches. So it's 12 inches longer than it needed to be for this bed. Sue me. I'll sue myself. How about that? So anyway, kind of messed up on that. But that being said, this is a really cute headboard. So, all right, so let me just flip it and show you right now. This, look how cute, okay? Look at that darn headboard. And remember how I was going to do the middle row with beads here, with the little, cute little bead in here too? But I couldn't because as I stapled and nailed these beads in, the um, the foam was just getting too tight. I didn't want to start popping out, like creating a lot of resistance and having nails pop out and everything. So the interesting thing was that, so I've got 6 inches from here to here, and then 12 inches from here to here, 12 inches from here to here, and 6 inches from here to here. So it actually looks like a really well thought out design. So it has like the thinner frame around the outside, and yet, well, at least the top and the bottom, and then the middle has like the wider squares for the center portion. So I'm really pleased about that. So this was initially I was gonna do it this way, making this the top, and that looks nice. Um, this side, my sister pointed out, this one kind of, maybe because it's hanging off the bed, but she said it just looks a little bit longer, and like it looks like there's extra space here that isn't on the other side. So my other option is to, oops, flip it the way around. And do it this way. So I like this one better because you don't see, because this is like, it's not an odd shape. Yeah, I think on that side I kind of put the button in too far in. And now that side is, the bottom is against the wall, so you can't really notice anything. So what that is, I hope that's not the pencil mark. Get the eraser. All right, so this is going to be the top. Or I can get one of those little Mr. Clean, those little white things. The guy that looks like he has a lot of muscles, and he cleans your fabric. Okay, I just made it a darker pink. Ooh, not good. Not good. I'm not going to worry about it though. Because this is, but I like this. This top is smaller. This is like a smaller top. So that's going to be the top. So the nice thing is that when I do the cleats, um, you can actually, slide the top from one side to the other. In other words, you can move it a little bit. You have a little bit of wiggle room. And actually, I actually have 4 cleats. I could do 4 cleats across the top, and well, I really don't need it because there's not that much wiggle room it'd be on the whole wall. So these are going to be 3 inches down from the top. Can't really see this, right? So actually, I really trimmed the other side quite a bit too, because I thought that was going to be the top. So I'm just going to trim this side. Alright, so what am I going to do? I do want to center the cleats. Maybe I should put that fourth cleat up there. It would fit. It would absolutely fit. Oh, should I do it? Probably. Would it be unbalanced if I didn't? I mean, the weight would probably still hold it. Oh boy. I'll probably feel better if I put the last cleat up. You can see that. See? There's space for 4 cleats, and I probably should put the 4th cleat in. So, basically, alright, so what do we do? So what I did was, I want to see if I can find the 4th stud. Should be 16 inches out from the last one. This will really be putting the proverbial, well, this will be an acid test on my theory. Tape measure. So if we do, this was the last stud that we found. So if we come out here 16 inches, all right, I do. Right. So if I go from that stud out 16 inches, and I measured 57 inches from the floor. Let's just try it. It's a stud. Right. I'm gonna back this out. Wow. Boy, that YouTube guy. Hey, I guess I'm a YouTube guy now too. YouTube gal. Okay, so that's a stud right there. Okay, beauty. Okay, so I'm gonna take the nail that they gave us, the screw rather, and they do say to hand screw it in. So I'm gonna try to do that at the level. Well, I don't need the level right now, so I'm going to screw this in. These rubber gloves also help when you're screwing something. Holes. Hand power. Well, it's all I can do. All I can do. All right. So what I'll do is I'll get the pencil and the level. And I'm just going to mark little places where I'm going to I'll mark this one. What do we do? Two on the left, or let's see, what's about a foot apart? I just feel like I want to do one. Yeah, I'm gonna do one on this side. I don't know why. I just feel like I want to reinforce the left side of the wall. So okay, now get that. I got the two holes marked, and I'll take this little bit out. Oh, which one did I use? Big heavy one, big heavy gauge. Let me see if I can see which one looks like I've been screwing into the wall. See if one of them has fresh plaster on it. Damn it. Let me see. Yeah, this one has a little fresh plaster on it. See, detective work. I hope anyway. Maybe they all have plaster. Alright. So going right in there. Oh, that looks way too big. Let's try that little gray thing. Nope, not too big. Good. Okay. Truly perfect. Okay. Everything, get the hammer. Imagine that rule of thumb. I hope I remember that. Once you find a stud, the other stud will be 16 inches on either side. Okay, so that's that. Now I need these two screws. Screwdriver. Und we bring this. So. Oh, you know what? Maybe I shouldn't have put this one in because the headboard isn't going to come all the way to the left wall. Ooh, that's not going to be a good look. Oh, see, this is what happens when you keep working late at night, when it's 5:05, you don't start a new project because guess what? Mistakes get made. So now, so 18 times 4 is what? So 36 and 36 is 72. So actually, it should be exactly the size of the headboard because the headboard is 72. So I guess everything works out. So now we're going to put these cleats. So the cleat has an edge on top, okay? So see how this kind of hooks down? So this part here is going to hook onto the other wall cleat. So This part is going to be attached to the headboard. I put the headboard against the wall and drop it down right into place. Okay. So I will measure 3 inches down from this 3 inches down, and then just start making the I might not need 4 cleats, to be honest with you, on this. I didn't finish putting them. Okay. So let's see what 4 cleats might look like. So on this side, you know, I've got like a staple there. I've got some bulkiness from the you know, from the staples. So 1, 2, yeah, you know what? 4 cleats are not even going to fit. So I want a cleat. Okay. So just to show you, so this headboard will be going up like this onto the wall. So the cleats are going to go, and since there's a cleat on the wall right at this edge here, I'm going to want a cleat right as close to this edge as I can. So I'm going to do that. Now these cleats, the little cleat packages, came with, each one came with 5 black screws. So I'm going to try to use those on these cleats. So 5 black screws. And so I'm going to space these cleats out a little, since I can't really fit 4 across the top because of the stapling on the edges. Okay, so now I said we're going to do the cleats 3 inches down from the top. So might have to be 4. So if it's 4 inches down, then you're going to have 4 inches over on top. That's fine. That's fine. Because on this side here, I can see, like right here, that's 4 inches. And that's right where the first staples are. So right at the edge, it's like 4 inches. So I think I'm going to go with 4 inches instead of 3. So since I don't need studs, I can start just drilling. But question is, I still need to make things on the level. How am I going to do the level business with these cleats? I have to put this on the floor and do the level that way. because right now this is on a memory foam bed, and it's I don't trust that the bed is completely level. So all right, I'm gonna move this onto the floor.